Hey guys, it's John here again. This is part 4 of my Def Leppard vinyl record collection, and in the last video I mentioned that I had one more single to show and then the rest were albums, and I think there was an EP in here. So the last 7-inch I've got is Action, which is the song by The Sweet. And this was done in 1994. This was released, this one. They put that as a B-side, if I can remember. What was it? I'm sure it was a B-side on one of the other singles now, or maybe one of the CD singles. I can't remember. But it's also got Miss You in a Heartbeat, which is Phil's demo. And Phil's demo is actually Phil Collen singing the song. And yeah, this is 1994 this was released. This is the record inside. So back to these, that looks a bit weird actually. So this is LEP 13. So there's the label. If you can see that properly. And there's the other side. And then we've got put this in the right order. Right, we have my copy of well, it's an OG copy of Retroactive with the hype sticker there. This is not a new Def Leppard album, nor is it an old Def Leppard album. The amount of people that I've seen say that this is a Def Leppard album is, you know, insane, because this is not a proper album. This is just B-sides, old songs redone and stuff like that, leftovers from the Steve Clark era, you know, and some songs that, you know, were obviously not finished, and a few, well, Only After Dark is a cover song, and so is Action is on there, which I showed the single just now. And yeah, you know, this is 1993, yes, and the amount of people that I see go, oh yeah, I love that Def Leppard Retroactive album. Yes, well, it's an album. It's an album of sorts, but you know, not a proper Def Leppard album. So there you go on that. So it's a collection of songs, as they put on the hype sticker, which have appeared in various hard to find places, or in certain cases never made it out of the studio until now. So, and most of the songs on here were B-sides to Hysteria singles as well. You've got Ride Into the Sun was on their first EP, then it appeared as a B-side. You got Ring of Fire, which was on a B-side of a Hysteria single, and you've got I Want to Be Your Hero, which was the B-side to Pour Some Sugar on Me. So let's have a look in the sleeve here. And on that side, if you can see that, a bit too much light there. Just when I want light, I can never get it, and the sun is blaring in here today, which is probably the first time in weeks that it's been this strong. On the record is there. And the next one I've got is Def Leppard's very first greatest hits album, and it is Vault. This is my original. This is the 1995 one down there, and they have reissued that, and they're going to reissue that as well for that box set. I think I haven't really looked to see if they're reissuing this again. I should check that. But yeah, Vault, and I'll show you inside. There's 2 records, I think. Yes, there is. So is that one, that side. And there's the label. Get it out of that way, it's a lot better. Too much sun now, that's better. And the other one has got the track listing on, credits, and it's like got little tiny liner notes underneath, say like the song Armageddon It. Phil's put tongue in cheek, T-Rex meets Eddie Cochran with backing vocals and stuff like that on there. And yeah, there's a bit of their history on there as well. And there's the label. So yeah, 1995's Vault. Which that is probably the only one from the 90s on vinyl that I've had for, you know, for an extremely long time now. I think I bought this in the end of the 90s. I think it was like a really good price, and I just picked it up. I thought I might as well just pick it up just in case, and yeah, had it ever since. So stick those there. Right, next one is one that Jim Davies sent me, which I can, you know, can't thank enough, to be quite honest. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, this one's all taped up. I'm going to have to put this in a new sleeve. Oop. There we go. So we got a copy of 1996's, sorry, Lange OG, and this is the UK one, I think. Yes, it is. That's the back of it. And let's have a look inside. Got the inner sleeve. Lyrics, I think lyrics on there. Yep, it is. Some of them are upside down on there, actually. You turn it that way for one and the other way for the others. So there's the inner sleeve, and the record, which is in this inner here, which I won't get out. There's the inner polyline sleeve, and there's the custom label on that side. And yeah, Lange is, if you want to see my singles for these later albums, they're all on CD. And at the time I used to buy every single one that was being released on CD, even if there was like 2 or 3 parts to each single, I would buy it. And so check out my CD singles collection. Oh, I can't get that back in now. And then after that, there was no Euphoria that was released. No 10 album was released. I really want those two on vinyl, so at some point I'm going to have to buy one of those box sets to get a copy. And then obviously there was no other vinyl release that I've got apart from What's Next. And so we're going to go with the Def Leppard self-titled album from 2015. On that. There's the inside. On that side. Was never an album that I got into, to be quite honest. I really struggled with this. There's about 3 songs on it that I liked when it first came out. But now I actually have come to appreciate it more. I still can't stand the song Man Enough. That really gets up my goat. And I'd like, if anybody watching this is a real Def Leppard fan, hardcore fan, I'd like your comments on this album actually, because I've noticed there's a few people, even, you know, I think Tim Lyne said he was a bit on the fence with this album. I know Bev, there's no point watching, and I don't even think she's got this album, but yeah, she won't like it. So I'd like to hear other people's opinions of this, if they've got this as well. So there's the custom labels. I actually don't mind this album now. And also there's news now of, you know, a new Def Leppard album. And even though it don't feel that long ago since this album came out, this Def Leppard one, that's 4 years ago already. It's quite mad, isn't it? I just don't know where the time's gone. Since 2015, it don't feel that long ago that this came out. So I'm quite shocked. I was a bit like, I feel that way with Megadeth's Dystopia album as well. And yeah, this is the other side. And it's the same here. I'm not very pleased with my record actually. My label has actually started to lift. Let me know if your label has started to lift. That's quite annoying. It's actually oh, you won't believe this. There's another label underneath, exactly the same. Oh my god, that's a printing error for sure, or an error with the machine. Maybe mine was the last batch and this label was the last label to go on and it skipped a bit. Wow. That side's fine. So yeah, I've got 2 labels on mine. That's quite hilarious, right? And then obviously we get to I've got to put this right way around. Right. We get to Record Store Day. And this came out. Obviously the recordings on this were in the late noughties. These were done, what, 2008? But this was released in 2018, Record Store Day, live at Abbey Road Studios. This is this is an EP. This is only 3 tracks. Come On, Come On, Rock On, which is the David Essex song, and the song Rocket as well. And this was one of those Record Store Day releases that was just so expensive for what it was, and it really made me think, do I really want to bother with Record Store Day? And there's the label, which is just the same style label as the copy of the very first EP on 12-inch. Yeah, nothing really exciting about that. It would have been nice to have a proper, decent Def Leppard logo like that on there. But I've learnt my lesson about Record Store Day. I just don't bother with it, and I try and get the stuff later on cheaper. So next one, this is one that my girlfriend's daughter bought me for my birthday, actually, this year, and it is Def Leppard's Best of the Story So Far. Double record, gatefold, and I'll just get one of these out, I think. Oh no, I won't get both. And they got some really cool pictures on there. One's with Steve as well. So, is there any with Pete Willis? Yes, there is some early ones up there with Pete Willis. I'll get the other record out. And some more cool pictures. And they actually did a better label for that. And I like it how they got the red and the yellow around the outside of the label as well, just like they do with the Def Leppard's logo. And then I was pleasantly surprised when Jim Davies followed that up with Volume 2. Thank you, Jim. That was awesome. And I never thought I was going to own this. Not at all. Yeah, Volume 2. I thought by the time I got this, the price of it would have gone sky high, and I would have gone, oh God, I wish I got it when I did. And I was the same with part of Volume 1 of this. So I was really very surprised to even get it. I think the inside's pretty much the same. And inside, again, some very cool pictures. One of my favourite shots of Def Leppard up here. Always like that picture. And inside, I think the record exactly the same style. I'll just get that record out. And then the other one is just like that. And there we go. But yeah, some really cool stuff there. And so I'm after, obviously, Euphoria on vinyl. 10, which is the one with the X on, with the white cover. I'm after, I suppose it's going to be Songs from the Sparkle Lounge, but that won't come out until they do another box set. And I'd like to be able to have the option of picking up the 2018 reissues from the Volume 1 box set, like at a really good price, because at the moment I've got the LA Forum one, but I couldn't be bothered with the others because they weren't really, it wasn't really worth the money at the time. And if I could get a box set cheap, you know, I'd be happy to do it. Otherwise I've got them all already. So, but yeah, still plenty more to get in my Def Leppard collection. People do say, John, surely you've got everything by now. Definitely not. When you see Bev's collection, she collects from the late 70s. She collects right from there till probably up to Adrenalize. And she has a huge amount of more stuff than I have for that decade. Mine spans all of that from early time all the way through till now. So it's really hard to keep up with the amount of stuff that gets released. So but I don't want, I thought about this. A lot of guys have said to me, John, if you just show Def Leppard on your YouTube, you're not going to get the views all the time. And I thought, well, hang on a minute, yeah, okay. I'm going to keep most of my collection, and but I'm going to try and concentrate as much as I can on the main bands I love, and keep adding to the CDs, and whenever I find some decent vinyl, I'll pick it up. So cheers for watching, and hope you enjoyed that, and I'm sure next year I will do an updated Def Leppard video, unless I get some more Def Leppard. You know, it depends on what I get. If I get more Def Leppard, I'll probably do an updated video again towards the end of the year, or you know, because we're already before we know it, it's going to be July. So there we go. So maybe Christmas. Let's see, hopefully. Right, cheers, and see you later.